According to a story on Facebook, a monster snake of epic proportions that was responsible for the deaths of over 300 tourists and over 120 divers in the Red Sea was found and killed by a special team of Egyptian scientists and divers. Images have been floating around the net showing what appears to be the carcass of what definitely has to be the world's biggest snake. The story circulating with the pictures claims the snake was found in the Red Sea. They claim the snake was over 20 feet tall and as long as 3.5 school buses. The age of the beast, taking its considerable size into consideration, was estimated to be over 100 years old. Images include pictures of the dead snake on top of some kind of military transport carrier, next to some tanks, being hoisted up by a helicopter, among others. I was intrigued by the images as well as the story, but I had my own questions and wanted answers. Number 1, how big can a snake get? Number 2, how long can a snake live? And last but not least, who is they? The longest snake in the world is a reticulated python and can grow up to 30 feet long. And according to the people at Guinness World Records, the record for longest snake ever in captivity goes to a python named Medusa. Even at 30 feet long, that's not even as long as one school bus. Reticulated pythons live, on average, 15 to 20 years, with some having reached 25 to 30 years old. Now, who is they? The story claims a specialized team of scientists and divers tracked and killed the raging reptile, and, as if to give the story some credence, they listed some names. They included scientists like Drs. Karim Mohammed, Mohammed Sharif, and Mr. C, as well as specialized divers Abdullah Karim, Wael Mohammed, and Mahmoud Shafiq. This would not be the first time a giant reptile was claimed to have been caught on film. This pic was alleged to be taken by Belgian helicopter pilot Colonel Remy van Leerd somewhere over the Congo in 1959 at heights of over 500 feet, making the snake an estimated 200 feet long. The colonel also claimed that when going in for a closer look, the giant snake rose up, preparing to attack the helicopter if it got any closer. So, is this Dead Sea snake real or a hoax? A few things to consider. When I researched these names, the only references I could find to them only led back to the snake story on some very less than reputable news sites. Not to mention, one of the doctor's names in the article is a Dr. Mr. C. Drawing upon extensive investigative and forensic knowledge gained by my many years of watching Law & Order and CSI, the original of course, not those lame copycats, I was able to deduce that these photos and the snake are real. These absolutely 100% real photos of this authentically dead snake began to show up in 2012 on some Persian and Arabic language websites. But they did not originate there. They go back as far as 2010 and were originally published by some Vietnamese IT students under the title Vietnam Army Captured Giant Snake. The only thing not real in the pics were the soldiers and military vehicles. They are in fact just the kind of really cool toys my dad never bought for me. Thanks, Dad. But, and let me be very clear about this, the snake is real, but would be at most 3 feet long. Using forced perspective and some clever positioning, these students were able to execute one of the funniest looking hoaxes I think I've ever seen. Sorry, internets. Want more hoax factor? Click to subscribe.